Guys, this is Shadows Enigma giving you another video, YouTube video about Smite. It's going to be bittersweet. And you're about to find out why here in a minute. So here's the thing, okay? Tsukiyomi came out August 11th, which happens to be my birthday. So shout out to Smite. Thank you for giving me a gift. I consider that a birthday gift from y'all. It happens to be my favorite, one of my favorite gods to play, and I have to say he's a new main to a new assassin main. So thank you very much, Smite, for making that a birthday gift. I consider that a birthday gift to me. I'm pretty sure, you know, because it was to everybody, but I consider that a birthday gift. So thank you. On the actual note, the main note, Tsukiyomi had a nerf about a week ago, okay, or so, okay, and this was after people complained about, oh, Tsukiyomi's overpowered, he's overpowered, but then once you ask the question, how is he overpowered, no response, none, and here's why. When he first came out, nobody knew how to play with him, nobody knew how to play with him, nobody knew how to deal with him, none of that, okay. Then, once people, you know, faced against him a little more and more, they started to learn. Okay? That's how it should be. That's how it should be. You should learn how to deal with a new god when they come out instead of saying, oh, they're overpowered, they're overpowered, they're overpowered. Especially when you don't know how they're overpowered. Like, you have no idea what you're saying. None. None. You may say something's overpowered, but you have to know how. You have to know how. Like, here's the thing. Now, Tsukiyomi is unplayable hard. He's barely playable. Barely. Barely. The only thing that makes him any good at the game now is his crowd control. His slows. He's just not dealing enough damage. He really is not. I've went ability damage, which is like the best possible damage you could possibly do, and he's still not doing enough. It's not cutting it. He's just not cutting it anymore. And it's from these people who complain about new gods that come out and they don't know anything about it, and then once they're pretty much near unplayable, oh yeah, they're having a good old time. Oh yeah. And then later on, they'll start saying, "Oh, you're trash." Blah blah blah. Yeah, and they start talking smack. They really do, and they shouldn't. And I'm glad Smite is buckling down hard on those people who are. I'm glad that you are, for real. I am glad that you are, because that right there is frustrating enough to sit there and hear somebody complain. For no reason. For no reason. There's times where I complain. Don't get me wrong. I complain, but I have a reason behind it. I really do. I'm not saying, well, I'm not always saying, well, you're trash. No, I'm saying, like, that nobody could get a kill. Like the last game I played, there was a Hell Solo, and a Raijin mid, and they couldn't get a single kill. Not a single kill. And, like, come on. Like, you got to know what you're doing. You got to know what you're doing and what role you're playing and play those roles. You're not going to learn if you don't try. Like, to start with in solo lane, you should be playing a warrior and not a mage. In mid lane, you shouldn't be starting with Raijin, because he's not, like, he's got the damage, but he just doesn't have that sustain and protections. Like, he's too weak, he's too squishy. And you gotta learn how to play the game. Come on, guys. Like, come on. And I have to say it, gods like Sobek, gods like Cerberus, gods like Merlin are overpowered. They're overpowered, and they've been out for a while. Sobek has way too much sustain. Way too much sustain. If he could run 2 defensive items and still not even take a quarter health, he's overpowered. Okay? His protections or something, his sustain, his protection, something there is overpowered. Merlin, his escape is just what makes it hard to deal with. Now, Cerberus, on the other hand, if he can deal a quarter health damage with one ability, that's overpowered. Whether it's maxed out or not. If he's dealing a quarter health damage to a jungle, or even a mid laner, or whatever, that's overpowered. The only explanation that I could say is that ability better been maxed out. That's all I could say. But yes, Tsukiyomi is basically unplayable now. They need to fix that. So guys, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Nate Shadows and Enigma, leave a like and subscribe.